Welcome to Arduino Basics.
Now we are going to write the code for our circuit. So we are going to click on Code, delete the blocks, select here Text, and should appear only void setup and void loop. Now I am going to type integer and I am going to type GMR for GR motor red, and I am going to type the number of the pin where I connect the GMR, the GMB in this case is gear motor black, and the same with the DC motor. So I am going to call them DCR for red and DCB. Each one of these is an instruction. That's why it's necessary to close using semicolon. I can easily write them all in the same line and just separate them with semicolon. But if there is an error, the program is going to tell me that there is an error only in one line. So it's going to be a little more difficult to identify the error. Now I am going to start with the void setup. There I have brackets, and whatever I am going to type, I am going to type between brackets. I am going to start with the pin mode, and the pin mode is according the pins I'm using, if they are going to receive or send the input. So this pin mode is GMR and is going to be an output. And the same with all those that I mentioned on the integers, GMB, DCR, and DCB, because all of them are going to be outputs. This means that the energy from the board is going to be sent to the motors. When I call one of them on the integer using a specific typing, I need to use the same typing for the void setup and void loop. That's why here on red you can see that GNR, GNB, DCR, DCB are exactly the same. In this digital write, I am going to write DCBC. It's something totally different that I use to call the pin number 3 on the integer. That's why this is an error. Anyway, I am going to keep going with this error to show you what happens when you use a sign or a letter in a different way. Now I am going to start with the void loop. The void loop is what is going to happen when I start the simulation. In this case, when I say digital write, means that one part of the motor is going to be low or high. If I want the motor to move, I need that always one part be low and the other high. On the other way, when both are high or low, the motor doesn't move. As you can see, I just copy and paste from digital write to the end of delay, parentheses, 1000, semicolon. Why? Because this part is the one that I am going to repeat in all the cycle. The idea for this cycle is when I start, the motor is going to move front, then it's going to stop, then it's going to move backward, then it's going to stop, and it's going to start again. When I finish typing the code, I verify the brackets and I start the simulation. But as I told you, there is an error, and there says that the error is that DCM was not declared, and it shows me the solution. The solution is just to leave DCB. So I am going to fix the error in all the lines, and then I am going to verify again, and I am going to start the simulation. Now you can see how the motors move forward, then backward, and this is because I connect properly the wires. If I invert the connection of the wires, you will see that they move in the opposite direction. That's why it's necessary to connect them in the proper way. Now that you know how to do this, it's time for you to type your code. Thanks to Autodesk Tinkercad.